Hey everybody, this is Tony and I'm here today with a special guest, none other than singer and songwriter, Miss Meelah Williams. How you doing today, Meelah?
Hey Tony, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm even better now that I'm talking to you.
Oh, ain't that sweet. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So of course now, Meelah, you got some new music out, some solo music. You got the new single, Think About Me, that you just released this month. So tell me a little bit about the single.
Well, thank you for asking me about that first, honey, because that is important. Yes, I just released this song at the last minute, and I say last minute because initially Think About Me was a part of my entire album that has yet to be released, and we shot the video a year ago. So that video was the first visual to my upcoming visual album. So that was just like, okay, 1 in the can, 10 more to go.
Right.
Then Miss COVID showed up, child, and everything changed. So, I was a little disappointed. My manager was like, look, girl, everybody's just at home. Like, just put it out. I'm like, no, I'm tired of just dropping singles. Like, I want to, include it in my body of work to have a full, complete project. And honey, we done came to December and I said, let me go on and give people something to talk about for 2021. And I went on ahead and I said, let me put her out. So, yes, I'm so excited about Think About Me. I recorded that song a few years ago, actually, and I wrote it alongside one of my friends, Stanley Smith, and it's just near and dear to my heart, Tony. I was in an emotional space, baby. I was so heartbroken and just in a relationship funk. And, I just wanted to do something different, something moody, something vibey. And I just kind of freestyled it, joined, and it came together. And then, we shot the visual and I came up with the treatment. And I wanted to just kind of make it open-ended so that you don't really know what to expect or what's going on. It's very simple, but it's very questionable at the same time. Because I want you to think I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because you don't know what I'm doing. Is she outside waiting on him to get back home? Is he in the house, child? Or she tied him up and threw him in the backyard? What's going on? So that's the beginning of a series of events, of visuals to come to tell this story of this album.
That makes sense, though. I mean, because you've been releasing singles periodically, over
periodically. Yeah.
I know you had I Do What I Feel last year. That was like a little different for you.
That was different for me, right, Tony? It was.
Yeah.
I worked with some young up-and-coming producers and songwriters, and they got me out of my comfort zone.
I mean, but that's a good thing, though, because
it is. It's a great thing.
You never know what you can do until you actually do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. And, I still have a very youthful spirit. Now, Mama might not be in her 20s no more, but, or 30s. But, I don't try to keep up with, today's fads and all the things that are trendy. But I do like to just be aware of what's going on, stay abreast, you know what I mean? You have to evolve, you know what I'm saying? And so that definitely was, child, that was, my age, they try to stick you in adult contemporary, baby. And I said, well, hold on now. And that's fine, but at the same time, I do still got a little juice.
Right.
Okay. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. It was fun. Everybody is like, you need to just go ahead and do a video today because it's popping. And I was just like, hadn't intended to, but why not? These days you can do whatever you want to do in the industry, which is cool because it's like a free for all. Ain't no rules no more, Tony.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Everybody doing something now. Oh boy.
They doing what they want to do. I do what I feel like.
There you go. But speaking of your music though, so you talked about the album earlier. So when can we expect the actual album from you?
So initially it was coming out this year. Like I said, it was to be released this summer, but when COVID happened, I just we put a halt on everything, of course, because it just changed and shifted so many things that I had to just, okay, girl, put it on ice. So that being said, 2021 for sure. I don't know the exact date. So much has changed, Tony. It went from, a whole 10, 12 plus songs to, well, maybe I'll just reduce it to like 8. Or maybe I'll just put out an EP and just give them 5. Yeah. So, I'm all over the place with this project because, I worked on it for like 3 years. I started in 2017 and then I kind of took a break, went on tour when I got 702 Reunited. And then, so 18 and 19, I kind of like was off of it for a second. I was in and out of the studio, but I, took a break somewhat and then went back to it. And then now finally finished and I'm just like, dang, now what? Because, when the pandemic happened, that of course just took over everything. And so I wanted to be mindful of that, considerate of that. I didn't want to be insensitive for people who are really going through a lot. during this time. So I was just like, let me just wait. And, I'm signed to Music Soul Child's label, and we're pretty much like partners in this. And he was just like, look, they waited this long. What's one more year? Like, I'm like, well, thank you, child, for reminding me that they've been waiting 99 years, honey. But well, thank you for reminding me. So yeah, but I was like, you know what, you're right. Because I want it to be right. I want to give quality, so.
Yeah. Okay.
I waited. So to answer your question, honey, because that was a long rambled answer. I don't know when it's coming. I'm sorry. I don't know what the date is.
Okay. But we can expect this soon though, hopefully.
Yes. Oh yes. I'm so tired of this thing. It is coming. She will be out in 2021. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, that's cool though. I mean, honestly, you don't want to put out something and it is whack, So I would rather you take the time and do what you need to do, and then people be like, okay, but then it's worth the wait, so it's cool.
Thank you. Now, oh Lord, pressure. Thank you though. That's how I feel too. But yeah, now if I took all this time, child, and it's still y'all be, because y'all so fickle and funny style. I'm just, y'all get on my nerves. I don't even know what to do with y'all. No, but yeah, you're right. I think quality is definitely more important than quantity and just putting out a bunch of stuff. And you look up, you got 100 songs you didn't release, but are any of them of any longevity or essence or quality? Right. So. Yeah. But at this point, I'm just grateful to even still be able to do it, Tony. Honestly, at this point, it's more of a hobby for me. Okay. Because my number one priority is my son. And
of course.
Not that I'm the only person on the planet who has a child or who's a mother, but for those who don't know, I do raise a special needs kid who's on the spectrum, and that comes with its own set of challenges. And so that has definitely slowed me down and kind of just like had me reprioritize some things. So
yeah. I know. I remember you talking about that on R&B Divas, but
I
now got to a point where you're able to adjust and still be a mother and do what you want now.
Somewhat, yes. Okay. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, it's just everybody, all the other parents will say, well, when he gets older, it gets easier when they get older. I'm like, child, that ain't my story. And it's like it's gotten harder since he's gotten older. It's just like, oh my gosh. On Army Divas, he was like 3, and now he is almost 12. He'll be 12 in March.
All right. He's gonna be real big. Okay.
Yes, my Tony. Let me tell you, he almost my height and hairy legs and wannabe mustache. Listen, yes, he's a big boy. Yes.
It's gonna be on and popping soon. Watch.
Oh, I'll knock him out.
Yeah. No, I think he is. Yeah,
so I try to pay attention to his needs more so than, trying to be the next big, music star, because I feel like I've done that, and I thank God for what I have done. And so that's what I mean by at this point, it's kind of just like a hobby. I take my time, thankfully, because I am independent and because I do work with, my ex, his father, I can just kind of like, he gives me just free range to do whatever. No, there's no deadlines. There's no, you know what I'm saying? So I could coast. And I know sometimes, baby, that's a double-edged sword, because I know how y'all do, child. Out of sight, out of mind, honey. Y'all write us off.
No, I mean, well, now, these folks on the internet, they don't care what they say, but I mean, I at least try to give people a chance, but these folks don't care what they say. They'll at you and everything, like.
They will, I know. I don't have time. Listen, well, I do have time, but I don't have the energy to be fooling around with the clown. So I'm like, listen, y'all ain't worrying my nerves today. No.
Listen, I'm telling you, because they'll have you going back and forth before you know it. You be done went back, then you like,
I know.
All this time, like, come on now.
It's so true. And that's the human in us, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody tends to forget that, celebrity or what do you, public figures, whatever you want to refer to us as, we have real lives and real feelings, and we humble. I'm humble, but a lot of these people are not humble, and they come at us, and I think they want us to act up. I guess that's
what it is. They want some attention sometimes.
Yeah. They want to get you out your comfort zone and have you wilding out, y'all.
Yeah, they already know if I say something crazy, this is what you're gonna pick up on before I say, oh my God, I love you.
So true. So they know they can get a reaction out of that. Yes, hilarious. So wait a minute, before we go any further, speaking of R&B Divas, I saw your little review you did 6 years ago. I said,
oh Lord.
Oh, friend. I was like,
listen.
No, you
Listen.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening, Tony.
I'm not gonna lie, but I had to go back and watch that too because I forgot about half of that stuff that I had said, and I'm like,
I'm sure it was a long time ago.
Right, you know. So some of these videos.
No, listen. Well, first of all, congratulations for doing your platform, having your show for so long, and doing your thing. I think that's dope. You've been doing it for a minute, and I didn't watch. I don't know if you did a part 2 of the reunion. I know I watched part 1 though. I said, all right, he ain't do me too bad, child. He ain't really drag me. He saved me for last. No. I take it. And for last, he was like, I don't know about Meelah. And then you moved on. I said, okay, well, I'll take that. I'll take that as a snooze fest or a boring Betty, which we know that ain't the truth. However, I said, I take that rather than him letting me have it, child. No. I was like,
you know what? It's not that, you know, it's what they put on there. But wait, hold on. Rose.
You're so right, because I mean, I could recall saying and doing so many things that they edited everything out. So
yeah. Hold on.
But you know, it's all good. You know, that probably was for the best. My storyline was to focus on raising awareness to about autism in the Black community.
But yeah, I don't even remember, like, even doing these interviews, no lie, I don't really go back and watch them. Like, once I do them and I edit them, then I just put it up, and then people are like, oh, you said this, you said it. I'm like,
the same way. Right. I feel you, Tony. I'm the same way. Listen, that was so long ago. Like, why was that 6 years ago, 7 years ago now? Ain't it crazy? That went fast.
How was your experience though, for you? Because I know a lot of people said, like, for instance, I talked to Dawn from Invoke like a couple of weeks ago, and Dawn said she basically was told one thing before everything started. Once it started, it basically, like, you know, trapped her in a way. So for you, how was it? That's
so unfortunate. Unfortunately, I witnessed that with another castmate of mine. I won't mention whom, but so I can believe that. I can believe Dawn. I didn't have that experience, but I can believe that, and that's so terrible. My experience was cool. You know, I didn't have no beef with nobody, honey. I guess that's why, child, maybe since I had no tables flying, and I ain't shake no table. And
exactly.
I guess that's why, you know, I came off just real chill, mellow, and I guess in the world of reality, maybe that would be considered boring because y'all want to see some beef and some, you know, y'all want some drama. I ain't had no drama with nobody.
Yeah.
Now that don't mean, you know, I can't, you know, hold my own, honey. But
look, they know you can.
I'm just not a shit starter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they did tell me in the beginning, and they kind of stayed true to that. So for that, I do appreciate production, because they did tell me in the beginning they wanted my storyline to mainly be about my son's autism and raising awareness, you know, talking about autism in the Black community, and about me getting back in the studio and getting back to recording music and releasing music. So that was pretty much my storyline, and they stuck true to that for the most part. But you know, it's up to you to get in between and kind of like,
I think
get in there, honey. Get in where you fit in and create the drama you want to or whatever. But child, there was so much going on. I let all the mothers have it. I said, y'all have to worry my nerves. I'm gonna sleep at night.
yeah, because I think you got lucky because they focused so much on Latavia and tried to make it seem like she didn't want to sing all the time and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, this is our focal point.
That was so tired. I was like, oh my God, you know, that's my good friend. So I was really just disappointed in that, because I'm like, y'all, that was so tired. Like, y'all gonna do this the whole season. And I know she was not expecting that. So yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy, especially when, of course, I know you guys film for hours on hours, and then they all get edited down to looking like this is one thing.
That's it.
It's too much.
Which is too much. Wiggity whack. But it is what it is. I enjoyed my experience. Shout out to the show. You know, I had a cool time. It was definitely an experience I won't ever forget. So
yeah, the show was in the beginning, though, I will say this. Regardless of anybody's experience, the show in the beginning was actually a good show. It was a good show all the way through. But initially it started out as just the singers coming together being, you know. But
yeah, I think the first few seasons were pretty solid. And then you know, I don't know where the decline happened, but I guess I don't know if people lost interest. I don't know what happened, but it didn't come back. But you know, I came in on the third season when it was on its way out. So I'm just like, well, hey, at least I got to experience it. So
that's true. Yeah. But yeah, so let's go back to the album for a little bit.
Let's do that.
As far as the songs that you have on the album, what kind of sound are we expecting? So are you doing different, or are you doing ballads? Are you doing up-tempo? Are you doing breakup? Or like what kind of sound?
Right. So it's no up-tempo. Sorry, y'all ain't in the club this go round. This entire project was based on just me coming out of a bad toxic relationship, and I didn't want to write or sing about anything else, quite honestly, because that's just the space that I was in. Okay. So I wanted it to kind of be like an audio journal, if you will, like my diary, you know, a sonic diary. And so I just was every song pretty much talking about just what I went through with my last relationship, and just the space that I was in. You know, it's not heavy and depressing, but it definitely is emotional. Yeah. Mids, and some ballads, mostly I'd say mids. I want to tell a story, and now that I may condense it and break it down and not have all the songs, child, I got to make it make sense now. So I got to do a process of elimination, which is hard. But I'm experimenting with a lot of different sounds. I think I want to try and deviate a little bit from what everybody's used to hearing me do with 702, and kind of just differentiate so that we can really understand and hear the difference between Meelah and Meelah 702. You know, just right. Finally have that individuality, you know. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I want to, if I continue to do music, I want to just really do a whole 180, you know, maybe do some lounge music, some acid jazz, like really switch it up. Yeah. Because I'm interested in so many different genres of music, and I want to do some other things outside of R&B. So this is mostly R&B though, because I had to give something to the fans, you know, who've been rocking with me since day one. I had to definitely give them what they've been waiting for. So absolutely. Mostly R&B. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing, because I hope you know that Give It To You is my song with you and Music Soul.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that song too. Thank you.
Yes, that was like right in the pocket. It wasn't too good, it wasn't too bad, it was just like perfect. So
it's a solid record, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah,
it's a solid song. Thank you. And I usually don't toot my own horn, but I will say that is one of my favorite songs. He did the track, I wrote my part, he wrote his part, and it just came together, man. We actually did an EP. I did an EP that I never released back in the day, because I just started getting in my head. I'm an overthinker, Tony. I overanalyze everything, and
I feel you on that one.
Oh my God, I'm a perfectionist. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if they're gonna like it. I don't know. It's not typical R&B. It sounds a little different. I don't think they're gonna like. But that song right there, though, I said, but this one got to be released, because this is special. This is a hit. This is a good song. Yeah. So I love that song. I've gotten a lot of love from that record, and I appreciate it. Thank you to all the fans and supporters of that song, because to this day, people are still, you know, rotating that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was like a marriage of music, because it was like a great R&B record, and it was like perfect. It was like, okay, this is what I want from Meelah. This is Meelah. Okay. All right, cool.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for saying this. That's the Meelah you want to hear. That's what you're saying. I got you. Yeah. And as you can see with all the singles that I've dropped, they're all different.
Right.
Intentionally, you know, and I think I just, like I told you, I'm experimenting with different sounds. And so I'm not afraid to record, you know, something that's, like I said, out of my comfort zone. So that's what I've been doing. Just kind of releasing these nuggets and just seeing what sticks, if you will, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, so talk to me about the importance of songwriting for you. I know back in the day, a lot of songs were like given to you guys and wrote for you and all that kind of stuff. So now you're writing your own songs. So talk to me about the importance for songwriting for you and during the process.
Okay, I'm gonna start with my process. Okay. My songwriting process is that I don't think I really have one, but if I'm in studio, sometimes things just come to me randomly, like at home, in the shower, or at the grocery store, in the car driving. I'll just randomly get a melody out of the blue. But then sometimes it is very intentional, and I'll have to have, like if I'm in the studio, I'll have to have my candles, and I have to have my wine, honey. And I like my lights really, really low. And so I'm a very vibe type, energy type person. I need ambiance. Like I gotta have ambiance. It's hard for me to vibe in a bright studio.
Right.
And it's so funny because me and Soul Child are totally different in that regard. Like he has to have the lights up. He has to have it bright. And like when he go in the booth, he has to have it bright. And I'm like, turn the lights off.
I needed him.
Yes, I'm like sitting in the dark, and I depending on the track, sometimes the music will take me there. Sometimes I may not have a track yet, and I'll just, come up with, like I said, a random melody that just popped in my mind. But writing for me is something very, God, I have an interesting relationship with writing because I don't I used to write for other people. I don't write for other people anymore by choice. I choose to just keep it to myself, for myself. It's just pretty sacred. I don't know. And I know that's where the money's at, Tony. I know.
Yeah, it is.
I know that publishing is, baby, that publishing is it.
Look, I'm about to go write me some songs right now.
I'm trying to tell you. I mean, and because I have written in the past for other people, and that's the blessing of it. You are able to continue to, eat off of those checks. But I like to just keep it to myself these days, because I for so long in 702 didn't really have the opportunity to write. We didn't get to write until our last and final album. And prior to that, we just had to sing what was given to us. And so I'm in the place, in the space now in my life and career where I feel like not that I don't need anybody to write, things for me, because I'm a student always. I'm still open to learn. Okay. But I know what I've been through, and I know my story. I know my strengths and my weaknesses and all of that stuff in between. So I like to document those things myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like to tell my own testimony. Okay? Yes. So I just, that's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. Like when I write, it's definitely specifically for me, and it's a special moment. It's something I need to get off my chest. Right.
I mean, like you said, nobody can tell your story better than you. You know what I'm saying? So
that's it. So that's why now I don't like to do demo songs anymore. I mean, if it's a hit and it's smashed and undeniable, heck yeah, okay, let me record this thing, quit playing. But I don't really like to do a lot of submitted records anymore.
Okay. Now I know, of course, like you said, not too long ago, that back in the days you did work with a lot of different artists. Even during 702 and afterwards. So you did work with Macy Gray, Faith Evans, a number of artists doing background and songwriting. So just talk about some of the artists that you work with. I just named a few of them. I know you work with like millions.
Gosh, well, as a background singer, it's so interesting that I even ended up doing background singing. Like that definitely wasn't a plan of mine, and it kind of just like happened by accident. Yeah. And now and at the time I was kind of uncomfortable about it. I was embarrassed about it because I would see people pointing when I was on stage behind other artists, and I would feel so uncomfortable. I was feeling very insecure in my life at the time. 702 wasn't together, and I was just like, oh my God, these people are looking at me like, what happened? And I'm like, you know what? I had to snap out of that, because that's not a downgrade. First of all, background singing is such a gift. It's such a skill. It's so not easy. It is not easy at all. I don't care how many runs you can do, how well you can sing as a front girl.
That's right.
Baby, you got to know how to blend and to know how to not oversing the main artist, and know how to blend with your other background counterpart. Anywho, so it's a whole thing, the background singing. So now I have so much appreciation for background singing. So I sang background for, you named Macy and Faith, and I even worked with Raphael Sadiq, which led me to have an opportunity to work with Josh Stone for 5 seconds. And then I think I worked with even like Salt and Pepper. I did something with Heard It All. What's my sister name? Oh God, why can't I'm sorry, sis. You know what I'm talking about. Sunshine Anderson. She reached out to me one day randomly, and I did the Jimmy Kimmel show with her. Like, I mean, I was so humble. I did something with God. I mean, I sang background for a lot of people. It just went so fast. Like, I look back now and I'm like, dang, I really did. But those opportunities allowed me so many experiences that I wouldn't have had. I got to share the stage with Donna Summer for 6 weeks over in Belgium, and Nile Rodgers of Chic. And I mean, these are icons and legends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh gosh, rest in peace, Natalie Cole. Got to sing background with her one time. Like, I don't even know that I would have met these people. So right. I enjoyed, that time in my life. I had a ball. Looking back now, I had a ball. Like, mother was able to go ahead and get about 2 more passports. Like, I had a ball. And I got to write with Macy. That was really cool for her to give me that opportunity. I've written for a lot of artists that were like signed to like major labels, but then they never came out. Right. So that was a bummer. But I've been writing for quite some time. I'm trying to think who else I wrote music for. I can't even think right now. It's been such a long time, but I used to really enjoy like writing for other people. But like now, like I said, I'm more so just I just enjoy it for me. Yeah. And that's not to be selfish, friend. It's just, you just move. you change over time. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
of course.
I've just kind of grown. Some things you grow out of, and I think I just kind of grew out of that season. Well, let me not even say I grew out. It was just a season for me.
Yeah. I mean, you're not in the same space always, you know, musically anyway. So
At all.
it makes sense though. It makes sense.
Or in life, you know.
Right, there you go. Because
Yep.
that really is your, you know, how do you see it? That's really your foundation right there for most of your, you know, writing. Because you think about the experiences you went through or situations or whatever it might be, even if it's not relationships, it's still, you know, some kind of ship.
Oh yes.
Something. So.
Yep. So true.
But
so that was an interesting time in my life, and I, you know, that's why I tell people all the time, like, listen, mother has paid her dues over a trillion times, and I've always been humble, and I will continue to, you know, I try and remain humble. You know, I pride myself in that because, you know, that's how I was raised, and
yes.
you know, I try to be nice to everybody, and I just don't think it's cool to just be, you know, just an a-hole or a B for no reason, just all the time. But unfortunately, these days, that's what people want, child. You know, nice girls finish last, I guess, honey. They want to see you read for filth, and they want to see
right,
dragging folk, and they want to. I'm like, y'all crazy tales. But I mean, so it is what it is, and that's why, you know, I'm kind of low key because that's not who I am.
Yeah.
At the core of my heart, that's just not who I am, you know.
The humbleness is a good thing because it's so rare now. You know what I'm saying? So
Tony,
everybody is trying to be claimed. Like everybody is trying to be like what you see on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. So you being humble is like, oh, okay.
I know it's so weird, right? I don't even recognize today's today's talent. They're some interesting little individuals, but very talented, very gifted, but yeah, there's no humility anywhere, honey. I said, oh, okay.
I know everybody like, oh no, you saying I didn't do that, or you saying I didn't do that? Okay, let me show you these.
Listen,
let me do this. Okay, calm down. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Calm down, Tony. Tell him, Tony.
Wait a minute. Down. Let me pull out my money. Hold on.
Listen, flossing and flexing, and I said, okay. Yeah, I try to keep my business low key and private to myself because, you know, I've never been a braggadocious person, and I you know, I just don't. And that don't mean don't be proud of your accomplishments and like that. I'm just, y'all can have it, Tony. I just come from a different day. I just come from a different day, friend. I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah. I ain't dealing with these people though. I'm trying to. This way you see me talk to the old school people. You know.
I know. I noticed that about you. Yes. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking, you have an old
24.
soul. How old?
24.
Shut the front door. I knew you was a baby. Okay.
But you know, I grew up on that kind of
old soul though.
Yeah, I grew up on that kind of stuff. My daddy used to play like all that kind of stuff. So right now, like on my own, I listen to all that, you know, stuff. So even from the 60s, the 70s, and 80s.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I just watched the Billie Holiday documentary this past weekend. Check it out if you can, Tony, on Amazon Prime Video. Oh my gosh, it was so informative. I mean, I learned so many things about that woman. It was amazing.
Yeah, I got to go watch it. I was watching the Nina Simone one that they had on Netflix.
Oh, that one is good.
I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's so insightful. You learn so many things about, you know, because they only scratch the surface when they do biopics and different things like that. So check that out. And listen, I just saw that this weekend. That thing put me in a space. I said, ooh, Miss Holiday girl. Like, girl, you had to like go on, child.
I'm gonna have to go watch that though. But I had heard something, you know, that I needed to know. So I had heard, you know, because I be listening, you know, that you were almost in the group Total.
Yeah, that's true. Oh. I worked with Total for, God, I don't know how long, but you know, we had been knowing them from when 702 and Total would do shows together and all of that. So they were always like big sisters to me. It's so sweet. I love all of them. Keisha, Pam. Yeah. Those are my girls. And then Keisha and I ended up like remaining close and being really good friends when I used to live in LA. And yeah, man, 702 had broken up after the second album, and I was over at Bad Boy doing some writing and stuff and backgrounds and stuff on, you know, Faith's album and different stuff like that. And man, Diddy, man, you gotta love him. He's a hustler. He's about his business. He was like, oh, you're in the group. Oh, what's okay? Well, guess what? 'Cause I'm remixing Total too. It's like, I need another girl. You wanna? I was like, wait, what? Hold up. So I entertained it for sure. We even recorded some songs together. I ain't never heard them, y'all. I don't know where they at, but but ultimately, yeah, as you can see, it didn't work out. I ended up going back to 702 because 702, well, Motown just, kept reaching out and wanted me to do a third album. So I finally decided to go ahead and do a third album with 702 because, of course, I'm like, if I'm gonna be a part of another group, I definitely want to just stay with the brand that I helped to, contribute to.
Of course.
And I love Total, but I was like, I don't want to be like the group hopping girl though. So it kind of ended up in almost like a bidding war, if you will. It just kind of, it made more sense for me to go on back to 702. Motown kind of made me an offer that I, not that I couldn't refuse, but it just didn't make sense to at the time. So
yeah. I mean, that makes sense though. But that's kind of cool to hear, a story like that. I can just imagine you in Total.
I can't, because listen, well, maybe now, because mama, look, I done set my swag up. Now back then,
yeah, it's different.
Their swag was always on a trillion. Like, I used to look up to them like, they so fly. Like, I used to be like, they just so edgy, and they just got it. They were so cool. You know how, like, when Aaliyah, rest in peace, when she first came out, she just always was cool. Like,
right.
You just was like, who is this tomboyish, fly, hella cool girl? Like, and that's how I felt about Total. So I felt like, oh, my little corny square behind couldn't be no damn Total. This is back then. Oh God. But yeah, shout out to them. Those are my sisters, man.
Yeah,
Good
Total is a bomb. Total underrated group. That's what they are to me.
Good people, man. Like I'm telling, Pam, sweetheart. Like they're good people.
Yeah. And speaking of Aaliyah and affiliations, though, you of course at 702 worked with Missy back in the day when you guys started out with Beat Me 911.
Yes.
You worked with her more than once though. On a
I did. Oh, hold on, Tom. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, I worked with Missy on her Miss E So Addictive album. So outside of 702. Well, of course, 702 worked with Missy outside of our albums. We did Beat Me 911 on her first album, I believe. Right. Yeah. That's my joint. I love that song.
Yeah. Missy, everybody knows Missy is an innovator in what she did, of course, with the videos, the visuals, the songs.
So creative.
So, I mean, I think for you guys to be in that era and space and time, it was just awesome to be right there and have you guys sing on that.
Absolutely. Definitely a privilege. It was a privilege and a blessing to be able to work with her. And then to do it, individually.
Yes.
I worked with her on the song Takeaway, and it's 2 versions. So people always ask me, is that you or is that Tweet? It's 2 versions. I was on the original version. And who's my sister as well, I love her. So I was on the original version, Takeaway, with Missy and Genuine, and then Tweet was on the version that she did a video to, the video version that they ended up dedicating to Aaliyah. Okay. So yes. I'm like, that was me, y'all, on the first version or the album version or whatever. Yeah, but there's 2 versions. But yeah, I got a chance to work with her on that, and I was on cloud 9. It just felt good to be able to just kind of do my own thing, and just be recognized outside of 702 for a second.
Yeah, I mean that's cool because you get to have your individuality. I know at some point that becomes a thing for, if not one, all. Being in a group because you're like, okay, I need me time.
Yes. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I understand that the brand is, what even affords me the opportunity to sit here and talk with you today. 702 brand is going to always be huge, and I'm grateful for the impact. But yeah, at some point you'd be like, all right, y'all, we ain't been together 59 years. Can y'all let me live? Yeah, but I guess that's what comes with being in a group.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But I mean, of course, 702 was a big smash hit out the gate. Of course, the group started before you came in, but once you came in, it really just took off. You guys really had some big hits like Where My Girls At, of course, and Get It Together, of course. A lot of people were shocked to find out, though, that Donnell Jones wrote Get It Together.
Yes, I know. He's so dope, man. Yes, he did. Shout out to my yes, he wrote that song. You mean he did that?
I'm telling you. That is the jam right there. If you don't sing nothing else, if I just listen to that song right there, I can just go ahead and die happy. I promise you. As soon
That
as
is
you
so
come
funny.
in, it's like what more is there to say as soon as you hit it?
You know, I was in high school. I didn't even know what I was singing about. I had never really experienced heartbreak or anything like that. And Donnell, there was a method to his madness because the way he orchestrated that session and ran that session was so unique, and I didn't understand it. But it works because the song came out hot. That was the longest recording session we'd had. I feel like it was the simplest song I ever recorded, yet the most difficult. It took us about 3 days to get it all the way right how he wanted it. And again, there was a method to his madness because I mean it came out wonderfully, but he was very specific with how he wanted that song to sound. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And he pushed me, and I mean, because I thought I knew I had it. I was walking in like, hey, what's up? I got this. You know, but I just remember it being a grueling session, like, but in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
He made it work. I was like, what is he doing? Like, we've been done. Why are we still recording this song? But I love it. I mean, I don't even have to, when we perform, I don't have to sing it. Like, the crowd just sings.
No. Because as soon as that beat come in, you already know. And then as soon as your vocals come in, it's like, it's over with. You don't know the pain that I feel.
Sing, you better sing, Tony.
Just wanna see your way. That.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, that's a nice song. He did. But if you think about it, can't you hear Donnell? Can't you hear him?
Yeah, you can. You can.
You hear him singing that now, right? Like,
yeah.
That's style. He did a great job. And I love Steelo as well. That was the first song, first 702 single. Well, after This Little Game with Subway, that was the first 702 single. And I don't know why I love that record so much. That's my joint. I think it's a track. It's like, hey.
It got that bop in it. And then that Steelo became the song for
the child.
Yeah. So I'm like, you guys really had opportunities that were just like, wow, okay. When you look back at it, you know what I'm saying? It's just really awesome to see that kind of thing happen, because it's like, who gets a song, sing a song, and it's a hit, and then you already have it as a theme song to a show. Come on.
Right. It was such a blessing. And then Good Burger wanted All I Want. All I Want was a 702 song on our album, but Good Burger wanted to use it as like the main theme song for the movie. So I mean, another blessing. You know, Keenan and Kel were in the video, and it was just fun times. I mean, I look back and I definitely feel like, wow, I did kind of contribute to, you know, some really cool history, you know what I'm saying, for the culture and the kids. So I'll always appreciate that, you know.
You know what? But the 90s was just a special time period. And
it was.
Even so much so, even down to the shows, because I remember you guys performing on Sister Sisters
oh my God.
together. So
yes, child.
Yeah.
Sister Moesha. Oh my gosh. We had like, I mean, if you blinked, you missed us, but that's okay. Listen, we have a half a line, but that's all right.
That's all right.
My little $5 SAG checks. Yes, Lord.
Like, as long as one comes, that's what matters. Listen,
yeah, that's, man. I mean, and to see that stuff on Netflix right now, it's just, it's surreal. I feel great that I was, you know, able to be a part of it, even if it was for 3 seconds.
Yeah. Of course, everybody by now should know 702's history and what happened with the group and everything. You guys did Unsung a few years ago as well. Eventually got back together, and we got over the hurdles.
Yes.
So what made you eventually say to getting back together? Because I know at one point you just like, don't, you know, I mean, with that foolishness right now.
Yes. I'll be honest. Corey Taylor, who manages 702 and who managed me as a solo artist for a minute, he actually was responsible for me being on R&B Divas, and he managed SWV for a little while.
Yep, I remember Corey from the show.
Yes, Corey Taylor, Lord, he rode me for years about getting back with 702, and I was just like, oh my God, leave me alone, Corey. God, child, you gonna worry the 3 strands of hair I got left? Leave me alone. So. But eventually I was like, okay. Because I feel like ultimately the fans really wanted it.
Yeah.
And that's what's most important. And because, you know, life is short.
Yeah.
And we had already, you know, resolved all of our issues, but we hadn't spoken in years. Years. And so I really just wanted to check on them and just see how they were doing. You know what I mean? 'Cause so much time had gone by, and I'm just like, let me reach out to these women. We got, you know, they got husbands and we have children and like families, like we're grown now, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, let me reach out to them. Let me do my part and say hi and see how y'all doing. So I reached out and I went and saw them in Vegas. I flew to Vegas specifically for that reason in 2016. And I was so happy. It was so good to see them. It's like we hadn't lost any time. Like we just picked up where we left off. That's a sisterhood, you know?
That's great.
That's a blessing. It was. And I said, you know, I was just happy to see them. I was just happy they were good. I was happy to see them. And by 2017, you know, we entertained getting back together, and we were all in agreement, like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it for the fans. And then we showed up at the Sultry Awards 2017. Right. Vegas, just to say, hey, look who's back. And by 18, yeah, we were touring, and 19 doing shows, and then 20 we even had some shows, but honey, Miss Cobra said no, you don't. So yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I just mainly wanted to really do it for the fans, man, because you know, y'all deserve it. Like, y'all have been really good to us. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome though that you could put your feelings aside and say, you know what, let me do this because it's what I want to do, and then it's the right thing to do. Obviously,
yeah, and all the groups was get back together and
yeah.
We were like the last ones of that era that hadn't really gotten back together. And yeah, there were times where I was just like, no, leave me alone, stop asking, oh my God. You know, and it wasn't about, you know, me just trying so hard to be just on this solo trajectory, because I've been on this solo path for so long that wasn't the case. I'm like, child, I've been doing this for a long time. When y'all didn't see me, baby, I've been hustling and grinding as a solo artist behind the scenes for since the last 702 album, like 2004, you know. So I just was like, I'm just in a different space, and I just didn't want to do it for just a lot of different reasons, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually, like I said, I'm just like, okay, beyond Corey wearing my nerves, I wanted to do it for the fans. And once I realized we all were kind of in agreement and wanted to do it for the fans too, then it just made sense.
Yeah. And especially like you said, with all the groups getting back together, it's like everybody looking like, well, where this group at? Where that group at? It's like, I want to get on this throwback tour.
Okay, but you know what's crazy, Tony, is a lot of people still don't even know that we reunited and that we toured. I saw a few blogs. It was just like, oh, what happened to them? They need to be on tour. Wow. Maybe one day they'll go back on. I'm like,
wow,
where you been, friend? We like toured all of 18 and 19.
For real.
I mean, we were on like the New Edition tour and all them throwback tours and 90s tours, and I was just like, well, dang, I don't know where he been, but okay.
They do that all the time though, but it's crazy because even like with Changing Faces, like, you know, they're not a group no more, but I interviewed Cassandra from Changing Faces, like she went solo now, but people are still like, where's Changing Faces? We don't know where they're at. They're in hiding, really, like on Instagram and everything. I'm like,
well, the people love to talk, honey. Be strong and wrong. But anyway,
there you go.
I digress.
I love you, dude. I promise. You are really special because it's not every day that people like you come along. You really are something different. I swear.
Thank you, Tony.
Before we close out, let's talk about the single again. So where can we get the single?
Thank you. So the single is called Think About Me, and it's available on all digital platforms. And the video is on YouTube, of course. I actually have the link for the video on my Instagram, which is at It's Meelah. That's all my Instagram handles. All my social media handles are the same: Instagram, Facebook, even my website at It's Meelah, ITSMEELAH. It's Meelah. So y'all check it out. Support me. I thank y'all so much. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, you know, that I got music out there, because you know that infamous question is, you still sing? Yes, y'all.
There you go.
I got some songs. I know you can't really tell, but I got music out there. And if you just put my name Meelah in on any, you know, Apple Music or Tidal, whatever you use, whatever you subscribe to, you'll see all the music that I have out there. I did a children's project years ago. I have a duet I did with a friend of mine, my songwriting partner, Steena Smith. That's I think you'll love that one because you like R&B. Check that out. check that out. It's called 4 Seasons. Beautiful song. Of course, you know, TC, the songwriter. Yeah. I got, you know, he did Stupid in Love for me years ago. That's out there. Of course, my fave, Give It To You, is out there. There's also a video, for those of you who don't know, the duet with Music Soul Child. We did a video to that back in, like, I don't know, 2014 when I released the song. So that's on YouTube as well. You know, I got a couple of things floating around. So
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And like I said, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for y'all patience and just for still supporting me. You know, I know sometimes I hibernate and sometimes I am MIA, but y'all still show up for me every time. So thank you.
Yeah. I mean, people love good music and you still have a voice. So thankfully you can still use it.
Yes.
Thank you for that. But
thank you, friend. Listen, you're right, because life happens and sometimes, you know, things change. So yeah, I'm grateful.
But I ain't gonna hold you all day though. So thank you so much for your time.
No, you are. You really be letting the people have it on the slide, friend. I see you.
No, look, that don't be me. You don't be me.
No, I know it's not you. You just too sweet. I know that ain't you, Tony.
No, I'm not like that. Come on now.
No, you good people. I can tell. That's why I'm here today. Thank you for reaching out and emailing us and wanting to even talk to me. I really appreciate that.
Come on now. You R&B royalty at this point.
Well, I mean, thank you. But you know, but you know what? And I appreciate that. And I received that compliment. Thank you. I received that. I'm walking. Yes. Look, you're right. Yes, I am. But look, I got to get outside of the humble for 2 seconds. Let me be arrogant. Okay, you're right. No. But, you know, sometimes people are just mean and you don't want to talk to those people, you know? And if I was on your end of things, which I love journalism as well, I've just not taken the seat yet like everyone else. You know, everyone is a journalist since COVID, child. We got a lot of new journalists.
You know it. They done jumped out of everywhere.
Listen, that's why I say, friend, you've been doing it for a minute, so kudos to you. But if I was on the other side, I definitely it would ruin the experience if I interviewed someone who I loved, you know, and respected, and then they turn out to be just awful. Oh, God, that would be so terrible. You know, have you had that experience? You ain't got to give me no names, but have you had that so where you interviewed someone that, you know, and you thought it was going to be a delightful interview, and it was everything but, like they were,
you know what, honestly, out of all the interviews that I did, because I'm doing interviews on my own platform now, but before I used to do some with my cousin back in the days, but
it was me, and I saw a few videos y'all did.
Yeah, so out of that, don't look at that stuff because I'm not proud of that, but out of all those interviews, I think I probably had maybe one experience like that.
Okay.
And then it turned out to be good, because in the beginning, the person, you know, was about to like snap off and everything. Like, and I'm like, okay, but I knew their history, so I was like, okay.
Okay. Don't get me wrong, people are human, so it happens. But yikes, you know. Sometimes everybody, all have bad days, and so I get it. But then some people just naturally are not nice. That's
this is the thing, though. So I normally hear stuff about people, but I'm not in the industry or whatever like that anyways. But, you know, you watch different shows, interviews, different stuff like that. And, you know, you always hear people saying, you know, this person is like this. But I'm like, I'm not going off that. I'm going based off of how, you know, I receive you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I kind of had already heard those kind of things before.
Oh, so you kind of, okay.
I didn't expect it. And then I was like, oh, okay. So this is true in a way. So I was like, all right. I just know how to treat you.
That's true. I mean, at least you were kind of somewhat prepared for it, but
yeah.
I ain't worried about you, Tony. You've been doing this for a minute. You got it. Look, you got it with your whole soul.
Look, I try.
No, you're doing a great job. And again, thank you. And yes, y'all go get that song. Thank you. Okay? Think About Me. That's the name of it. So do that. Think About Me and get it.
Please. But yeah, okay. I edited it up and we'll make it look nice. But yeah, but follow me back on Instagram too.
Okay, because I don't be paying attention, Tony, and it wasn't intentional. If you just followed and you notice I hadn't followed, baby,
No, I know. Because
me and the gram got a love-hate relationship.
You already got all these thousands of followers or whatever, so you know. But
I only listen. You're trying to, because you know, for an artist, I got like 3 followers. 155 ain't nothing, honey.
You know what?
I said, oh, I guess I better give me a tick and a talk and do me a challenge or something so I can get some followers.
Look, your 155
that's the new way, honey.
100, you doing pretty good.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're doing pretty good.
Thank you so much. Well, I want you to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yes.
And
thank you.
God bless you in 2021.
Yes, same here. And I will be supporting, of course. We'll stay in contact.
Okay, please do, because I'm gonna be releasing more music and more videos and stuff. So I would love for you to chat with you again about each one.
yeah. When the album come out, all that kind of stuff. We got it. Don't worry about it.
Right. When it finally come out. Right. Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tony.
No problem. Thank you. Happy holidays, and you and Zach enjoy.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right, I will.
Bye-bye.